Okay, so we're going to have the StopTech brake line kit, the 10mm flare wrench, and some replacement brake fluid for this job. The line that we're going to be replacing is right here. It goes from this to here. We're going to back this out, and this is the piece here that we're going to replace. I don't know if you can see. But yeah, that's bad. I'm not trusting my life to that. That's the piece that's coming out. Goes from here up to here. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is taking off these brake lines here. We've got a 10mm flared end wrench. Gets right nice in there. Be able to get a nice good grip on there. But before you do that, I want to make sure you have something to clean up all the fluid that's going to come out of here. Just got an old t-shirt that I like to use as I go through them and don't need them anymore. Now it's just going to drip a little bit. It's not, see, it's not spraying out a whole lot of brake fluid in this area. Just make sure that's catching it all right. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, now I'm going to pop this piece off here. There's a little clip, a little square clip that has a little V that slides down over the top of this and holds that end in there. We're going to back that out and then slide this off, hang this brake line straight down, and catch the drips. Kind of stuffed this rag. It was starting to bleed through, so got a big old bunch of it there that's bleeding into now. So again, with the 10mm on top here, crack that off. Man, that was a little tight. Probably got my arm in the way for you, but a little black cap comes with the kit. It's kind of nice. All right. And we just got to get this clip here, same kind of clip as on the other side. I'm just using the flathead screwdriver and pry it in there and kind of rotate it to get the force that I need to pop it out or start it getting popped out here. tap it. Kind of just work it while it works itself out here. There. More. This side. This guy should pop right out of here. And there we are. Clean up this little bracket. Now also, what I like to do is match this up, make sure it's gonna reach. It looks like it might be no, it looks like it's the exact amount of length. So we should be good there. If you have a lifted truck, you might want to get one that's a little longer. I don't have a lift on mine. I don't plan on doing it anytime soon, so that's going to be perfect for me. Not sure if it matters which end's which. They're both pretty much exactly the same as far as which one goes to the front and rear, or the you know, the entry point of the fluid and the exit to the caliper. But so I think I'm just going to put this DOT down by the caliper. So now these are keyed. See on here how they've got two flat spots and they rotate really freely. But that flat area fits in here. Should fit in there and snug. There, just like that. It's hard to really show you, but once you get it lined up and rotated just enough, it'll pop in. It doesn't pop in through, but just enough to hold it so that when you are turning this and cranking it in, the tube itself doesn't spin. Now it looks like I just noticed I got a little bit of corrosion on the tip of that. I'm going to clean that up first before I screw this back in. That appears to be working pretty nice. Oh yeah. Anyway, the discoloration is there, but all the crud is not. It's actually a really smooth surface all the way around now. So yeah, as good as I can get it. Alright, so I'm going to try this again and get that in there. And this clip is going to go on the outside towards me, towards the brake and caliper. Very nice. And these brake lines have a little flex to them and they stay bent. Don't bend them too much, but you should be able to get back in there once you're done. And at the right angle. There, just tweak mine a little bit. Now it seems to be a lot better. Yeah, I think being able to spin it by hand is a good indication that it's lined up. Oh, it's not gripping. Got to be bit first though in that first couple of threads. Oh, come on. I guess you got to press these a little bit. seem to have bit. Finally. That was kind of a pain in the ass. But that first time it bit a little bit, and then I tried to turn it with this, and it was harder than I thought it should be, so it slipped off that thread. But this time it appears to have hooked that thread nice and smooth. Oh, there's the end of it there. There we go. That was just really snug. I don't know the torque specs on this. I have no way of getting a torque wrench on it anyway. Because it's not a nut I can just go over the top of. So I'm going by how hard it was to get it off. That's how hard I'm putting it back on. You know, and obviously I'll look at this for leaks and everything over the next couple of days. Alright, now same thing up over here. You see how that kind of clicked in there? I'm gonna push up and then rotate. You'll hear it snap in. Well, there you go. All right, let's see. Might have some brake fluid coming out here. Try to get that directed in there as soon as possible. Oops, we need to put that clip back on. Got a little over zealous with this. But that can be put in there fairly quick. Now that one threaded on here nice and easy. As far as getting in the threads, and I was able to do it by hand. Very easy. Almost all the way to the end. This is nice and tight right there. So yeah, I hand did it almost all the way. Just in those couple turns. So I'm gonna clean this up. All the little drips that came out of there. So that anything I see I know it's fresh. You know, otherwise it's hard to tell whether it's leaking. Now, we're going to have to top this off. But that is essentially it. So, yeah, that'll give it some nice flex there. And I won't have to worry about this for a long time. Now, I'm basically going to do the same thing on the other side. I mean, even the hoses are the exact same part number, so there's absolutely nothing different on the other side. So I've got the passenger side open up right now and did a little brake line inspection. I'm hoping you guys can see this. Let me find it here. Where is it? Open up. There it is, right there. But this one, you can actually see the inner braid, not just a crack. Yeah, that one's horrible. Yuck. I'm glad I caught that when I did. I found that as I was looking at the these little protective boot things here. And I just happen to be cleaning up all the sand and stuff that's on these. And nice, nice change there. Feel pretty happy with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is bleed the brakes. I changed my camera, so sorry if it looks weird. Battery died, so on the back side of your caliper, right about here, there's a little nub that sticks out. I attached a little tube to that, and I'm running it down into my catch pan here. Same 10mm flare nut wrench. You just crack it loose a little bit. Just enough to let it open it up. And so when fluid starts flowing through this brake hose in here, it'll push out all the air and we'll flush out any old brake fluid, and then it'll all be nice and good to go. So next thing you got to do is locate your brake reservoir here. And got a little bit of fluid in there, but not. I guess it's level in there actually. There, you see the min and max there. It's a little below the minimum. I lost a little bit, but so we're going to top it off to basically fill it up. And then I'm going to start the engine up. I'm going to pump the brake a few times, feel it squeeze out, and then I'm going to come back in here and top it off until it looks really clean coming out. Okay, I've run about half. Okay, I've run about half of this 32-ounce bottle through here. Pump the brake probably, I don't know, 50, 60 times. I noticed there's some crud inside of here that gets stirred up when I poured it in. So I was trying to flush as much as I could out. I didn't want to go too much more than half since I have the other side to do. So I think that's good for the passenger side. And move on over to the driver's side. All right, here's that exit on the driver's side caliper. That's tight, and just cracked it loose a little bit. Got that hose running down here into my catch pan. Now I'm going to put the rest of this through there and just flush it out as best I can. Reservoir is already topped off, so I'm going to pump it probably 20 times and top it off again. I can feel it hitting the floor, which is nice. It's what you want. It should be nice and smooth to the floor. Alright, I don't know how many times that was, but let's go take a look. Not too bad. Halfway down, that was just about perfect. Okay, we're up to the top again. Rinse and repeat. Alright, and we are done. Snug that guy back up. Pop off that hose. And where did I put that nice, that kit comes with these nice rubber protectors. Go right over the top of that. This one barely bled at all. Good to go. Okay, so at this point, the brakes are bled and they're closed back up. Now, what I'm going to do is press a few times really hard on that brake pedal, build up a lot of pressure, and then I'm going to go out and inspect for leaks. Don't see any on that. there as well looks pretty dry. Don't see any drips underneath there. This bleeder valve also seems pretty clear, pretty dry. Go check the other side. Nice and dry there. Good. See a little wet right down here, but it's not connected to here. I think it's just something like this side was all wet when I bled the brake, so I don't see anything fresh coming out of this valve here, so I think we're okay. Looks good. All right, I think we are all done. All right, so it's been about 3 weeks since I put these brake lines in, and they're pretty solid. There's no leaks or anything. You know, so can't really see that other one from this side, but yeah, it's looking good. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, and now you can see the other side there. Still looks pretty dry. I mean, not pretty dry, very dry, which is nice. Okay, so I want to thank you. Thanks for watching. In this video where I swapped out the front brake lines for some stainless steel braided mesh lines. In the past few weeks, it's been about 3.5 to 4 weeks, somewhere in the middle there. I've noticed that the brakes seem a lot more responsive. I've also noticed, which I didn't expect this at all, was I have that thunk where when you stop and then you let go of the brake and it thunks, and I think it's the rear slip yoke, which I've greased that many months ago, and it had a huge impact right away, and then it kind of slowly got worse again, and that was probably it's early May right now, and I did that job in the fall, or maybe it was a nice day during December or January, I'm not really sure, but it was 5-6 months ago that I did that job. And doing these brake lines, something has affected that where it's improved. It's not gone, but it's significantly improved. So I don't know. I know the brake lines themselves were really deteriorated, and they're cracking and exposing that inner mesh protection. So I can only think that maybe it expanded, the brake line itself expanded a little bit because it could, and then when I let off on the brake, that expansion had to go back and contract, and so it kind of recoiled. It was like I don't know how to explain it, like a rebound with the pressure in there. And so maybe that's the only thing I can think of. I'm not sure on that, but something has affected it for the better, so that's great. I do intend to do the back brake lines. I have purchased them, I just haven't done the job yet, but that's soon to come. So I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.